had to fight my brothers and sisters and my father and my mother to use the toilet and the shower. I fought them and then got into the bathroom. I took a shower, brushed my teeth, used the toilet, went downstairs to have breakfast. My mother was making poached eggs and bacon. I sat down at the breakfast table. My father was reading the newspaper. My brothers and sisters were reading their own newspapers and picking their nose and eating their bacon and sucking eggs through a straw. I don't do this usually because it's not part of my family regimen. These people like to suck eggs through straws. I do not like to suck eggs through straws. My mother said, eat your eggs. I said, no mother, I have to go to school. Do you have any oatmeal? She said, no, eat your eggs and then go to school. I said, I don't want to eat these eggs. They're poached and they're runny and they don't taste very good. She said, you have to eat your eggs before you go to school. So I took this frying pan and I slammed it in her face. Blood ran down both sides of her face as she started crying and said, you cannot go to school until you eat your eggs. I took the frying pan and I slammed it into her face again. This time I broke her nose. The blood was running from her eyes, her nose, and her mouth, and both sides of her head. I then took the knife that I cut the bacon with and I slammed it into her forehead. I cut her forehead open. Blood was running. My father grabbed me and tried to put me in a headlock. I flipped him over karate style and started kicking him in the ribs. I broke his ribs. I smashed my steel-toed boots into his face until his face was open like a big, huge sore, kind of like the eggs that my mother made. My brothers and sisters stood in horror over in the corner as they cried. They didn't know what to do. They're younger than me. They were afraid of me. I used to chase them around the house with a machete and say that I was going to cut their heads off. I knew that I was in serious trouble, so first thing I did is I went outside and I ran down the street. And I started taking off all my clothes, and soon I was running naked in 30-degree temperature weather, running down the street, screaming, with egg running down my face and my mother's blood in my hand. I decided that the best thing that I could do was go try to catch a bus. The bus came. I tried to get on the bus. Soon the bus stopped, and I was detained by two muscle men who were on the bus. They had me at the bus stop. I was naked. They had me in a headlock. They had my ankles around their feet. I couldn't do anything. Soon the security cops came, and they put me in a car, and I took me to jail. All of a sudden, I was in jail. I was in jail. I was in a holding cell, and the person came, brought me breakfast, and it was eggs. I said, I can't eat these eggs. I will not eat these eggs. I wanted to go to school. Pretty soon, my cellmate, he slammed my head against the wall. He pulled down my pants and started, quote, doing me from behind. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. And all of a sudden I remember that maybe it wasn't a very good idea to get up in the morning and eat breakfast in the first place. I don't like eggs. I don't like eggs. I do not like eggs at all.